Ready, Herb?
I'm ready.
There we go.
Thank you.
By the time he was 8 years old, he had lost 5 siblings. At 9, he was left for dead, only to awaken from a coma paralyzed. But he recovered from a seemingly hopeless state of body and mind. Bradley Quick is here to share with you his path from Skid Row junkie to successful talk show host, author, mentor, and motivational speaker. If you're looking for a better tomorrow, if you want positive evolution, or if you're in need of a quick fix, you're in the right place. Now kick back and get ready for the top experts in the field of body, mind, and soul. Here on The Quick Fix with Bradley Quick. Purpose, power, motivation.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to The Quick Fix on Cool Change Radio, your home for positive answers and the place for you to find the life and health solutions you're looking for. We're right here right now to inform you as to the latest self-improvement techniques in many different areas, including, but not limited to, health, wellness, fitness, nutrition, habits, psychology, finance, medicine, and a whole variety of other wonderful and interesting topics. Today's show is brought to you by the Cool Change Foundation. If you're fond of this show and you want to help us stay on the air, allowing us to continue bringing about a cool change in people's lives, especially in those of the children, please donate today. It's 100% tax deduction. No donation is too large or too small. You can donate now at www.thecoolchangefoundation.org. That's thecoolchangefoundation.org. You know it's time for a cool change when you donate at thecoolchangefoundation.org. Welcome, everyone. My name is Bradley Quick, and I'm here to discuss solutions with you. I'm here to talk to you about having a better life experience and becoming the best you that you can be. Because the fact is, if you keep doing what you're doing, you'll keep getting what you're getting. If you want something different, you must do something different. So think about it. What is it that would bring about a great change in your life, career, health, or relationships? Well, that's precisely what we talk about here on this show. So get ready. We're going to have a good one. My guest today is author Herb Kagen. His personal journey includes 7 years in the seminary, a graduate education in psychology, and a 40-year career in human resource consulting. Imagine that. His book is 12 Steps to Spiritual Awakening, Enlightening for Everyone. He'll be with us momentarily. Then there's our usual menu with health tips brought to you by Del Oro Music, and also Mr. Paul Medrano for Mr. Universe, here talking about fitness and healthy living in the Getting Fit with Mr. Universe segment. It's all going to happen shortly, so stay put. And I want to thank you all for joining us on livestream.com, bradleyquick.com, and on Facebook. You can now catch all our live and recorded shows and interviews at livestream.com, Cool Change, and many other websites. As you always, you can listen to over 700 hours of archive shows, Wayne Dyer, Melody Beattie, health, fitness, wellness, all that good stuff at bradleyquick.com. That's bradleyquick.com. Now, our engineer, Robert, are you there, Robert?
Hey, Bradley.
How you doing today, my friend?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fantastic. How come you look so young and beautiful today?
Well, I definitely didn't shave.
Oh, maybe it's that darkness in your face that makes you look so appealing, huh?
The darkness in my face?
Dark, what do they call it? A shadow.
Oh, okay, sure.
You ready for a show?
I am.
Okay. He's been clean and sober since February 1984. In 1988, as the result of working the 12 steps with an assistant, 12-step guide, he experienced a profound spiritual awakening. Since then, he has been very involved in carrying the 12-step message through sponsorship, facilitating workshops, writing books, and leading retreats. Joining us now on the Quick Fix here on the Cool Change Radio and TV Network, author of the 12-step guru himself, Herb Kagen. Herb, welcome to the show.
Well, 12-step guru.
You're a 12-step. You know more about it than anybody I know.
Well, thank you very much, Bradley. It's wonderful to be here. Thank you.
Now, you and I have been involved in the 12 steps for quite some time.
Yes.
But where did it originate?
The 12 steps originally came out of the Oxford group. They were constructed by a group that was attempting to recreate first century Christianity in the 1920s. Lutheran minister Frank Buckman sat around with a group of people saying it wasn't working, it wasn't changing lives, what they were doing in their Lutheran church, and asked themselves what could they do differently. And over time, with meditation, reading scripture, having discussion, they were led to create a process called 6 steps. And later on, Bill Wilson was introduced to the Oxford group, and expanded those 6 steps into 12 steps and wrote the textbook in 1939 called Alcoholics Anonymous.
So he wrote the big book of Alcoholics Anonymous in 1939. And today, how many 12-step programs are there in your best estimation?
You know, I've heard anecdotally that certainly in Southern California, the mecca of 12-step recovery, there's probably over 100 different programs treating different addictions, both in terms of substance and in terms of process. I like to use the word brokenness. Anybody who has any type of physical, mental, spiritual, emotional brokenness can, in fact, address it. Not singularly, it's not a panacea, but can address it very effectively through the application of the 12 steps.
Now, your book is a guide to the 12 steps, is it not?
My book is a guide. It's a confirmation of my experience, of the process that I went through over an extended period of time. And I had several guides over a several period of time that took me through, and this is a compilation of that.
So how does your new book differ from The Secret, The Law of Attraction, and The Power of Positive Thinking?
It may not differ, actually. It probably codifies what the actual methodology and the structure is underneath all of those ventures. I like to say that Bill Wilson and the Oxford Group took a spiritual process, a human process, and they took all the vernacular, all the vocabulary, all the jargon, all of the dogma, all of the theology out of it, all of the religious tradition, all of the cultural inflection out of it, and what we have is distilled human process of transformation.
A distilled human process of transformation. So this is the real thing.
This is the real thing.
The real thing. Well, it's a 12-step process, and step 1 of the 12 steps is admitting powerlessness and unmanageability. And after all, isn't admitting powerlessness a hard thing to do when everybody thinks they are the power in their lives?
Well, it's obviously very difficult to do since the majority of people don't do it, and they suffer the consequences of the kind of pride or hubris that comes from thinking that you're the center of the universe and that you have, in fact, the power that you need to manage and control and direct your life.
So most people don't do that, and that's why it's such a huge obstacle for most people to get involved in the 12 steps. Correct?
I think that's the trouble in the world today. In the first step, we call it unmanageability, which has nothing to do with alcohol. It has nothing to do with drugs. It has nothing to do with food.
Or behaviors, yeah.
Or behaviors or substance or process. It has everything to do with the human condition. And that is that from a survival instinct, from the very, very time we came out of the womb, we've been attempting to take care of ourselves. Unfortunately, that gets demented and deviated over time, and our perceptions get warped, and we begin to do things that are not appropriate, not realizing that, in fact, they are not getting what we want. And you said it right at the beginning.
We don't even realize that it's inappropriate.
We cannot see that we do not see, and we do not know that we do not know.
We cannot see that we cannot see, and we do not know that we do not know.
And the 12 steps gives us a new pair of glasses.
Okay, does admitting powerlessness have anything to do with responsibility?
It has nothing to do with responsibility, because even though I'm powerless on my own power, I have the responsibility to, in fact, seek the solutions, the methods, the actions, and the help that will bring me to a place where I want to be.
How does spirituality differ from religion?
Well, that's probably a conversation that would take us the next 3 years, but my simple...
Hold on, the timeout. I got 15 seconds left here before the commercial. Mm-hmm. So we better come back. When we come back, will you answer that question for me?
I will. I'll be delighted to.
All right. Everybody stay put. Got a habit you want to change? What is it you want to do differently to better your life experience? Stay where you are. We just might have the answers for you. I'm here with author of 12 Steps to Spiritual Awakening, Enlightenment for Everyone, Herb Kagen. This is the Quick Fix on Cool Change Radio. My name is Bradley Quick, and yes, we will be right back.
There are self-help seminars costing thousands of dollars guaranteeing miraculous transformations. There are compelling speakers and life-changing weekend experiences where you can walk on fire. They all deliver revelations that guarantee you'll come back for the more expensive revelations filled with even greater wonder next month on Fiji. We get addicted to positive, heartfelt, expensive theater. What we really need is a jumpstart, an awakening, someone who can give us a reminder that everything we need lies within. Through inspiration and practical knowledge, Dorothy Donahue helps people get grounded and motivated, inspired and energized. It's not just words and affirmations and the power of intention. It's a mindset brought about by a tangible, transcendental experience, an audio-visual, physical, spiritual experience that helps us realize we transform ourselves. We get tools to become the conscious co-creators of lives of unlimited potential. Find out more. Go to DorothyDonahue.com. You're listening to The Quick Fix with Bradley Quick. Purpose, power, motivation. We'll be right back.
I'm Melody Beattie, author of Codependent No More. 7 times more Americans have hepatitis C than AIDS. I'm one of them. If you're one of the millions of Americans with hepatitis C and your doctors are treating you with interferon, then you're clearly aware of how your life has been turned horribly upside down. Backed by huge pharmaceutical monies, the medical community swears there's only one dangerous, disabling way to battle this silent killer. It's not true. There are alternatives, and they work. Triumph Over Hepatitis C is a book written by best-selling author Lloyd Wright, who fully recovered from this frightening disease. Lloyd is helping others to take charge of their lives and fight for their body's freedom from this crippling illness. His program is working for me. Call the people at Hepatitis C Free now at 866-HEP-C-FREE. That's 866-HEP-C-FREE. Don't become another medical statistic. Find out the truth about hepatitis C and get your life back.
Get your copy of Triumph Over Hepatitis C at Barnes & Noble and at hepatitiscfree.com. Call 866-HEP-C-FREE.
All right, welcome back. You're listening to The Quick Fix on Cool Change Radio, your home for self-improvement and a place for positive change. I'm Bradley Quick, and we're right here right now to help you gain the upper hand in becoming all that you want to be. I'd like to give a great big thanks to our friends at YouTube and Google for the financial support that our new hit channel, youtube.com Cool Change Foundation, has brought to our supporting charity. And thanks to Ken Sheets for creating our YouTube Cool Change Foundation channel. The videos he's made us up to this point have already brought the channel almost 500,000 views there, Robert. 496,562 views as of 5 minutes ago. How's that?
Was it 5 minutes ago or was it an hour ago?
It's actually an hour ago. I won't tell anybody, but you can look him up now, Ken Sheets at buzzbros.com. I want to thanks again to YouTube, Google, buzzbros.com. That's buzzbroz.com. My guest today is author of The 12 Steps to Spiritual Awakening, Enlightenment for Everyone. Many have found the workbook helpful to accessing the precise instructions in the 12-step big book. Herb Kagen, welcome back.
Thank you.
We were talking about spirituality versus religion.
Glibly, I've heard in conversation that religion is for those who are afraid of going to hell, and spirituality is for those who have already been there. But more precisely, I think that the purpose of organized religion is to find spirituality. It is the finger pointing in the direction of a relationship with the universe, with the energy, with the spirit, whatever it is that you want to call it. The religion has all of the customs and the theology and the dogma and the liturgy to direct in that direction. Unfortunately, some of them become encapsulated and become self-fulfilling and controlling rather than pointing the way. They begin adoring the finger, as the Buddhists would say. Spirituality is about a relationship with the universe, a relationship with your humanity. Religion has a lot of human content of control and manipulation to it.
Okay, so what is the difference between a spiritual awakening, enlightenment, consciousness, and a spiritual experience?
There's probably not much difference other than what I understand and have experienced as both a spiritual awakening and a spiritual experience. The product, the end product is the same, and that is a change in the way I think and feel and behave. A change in the way I think and feel and behave, but it's done to me, not by me. And a spiritual awakening is done slowly. William James, in Varieties of Religious Experiences, calls it a educational variety of change. And Bill Wilson had the monumental, mystical experience on the top of the mountain in which it was instantaneous. So the difference would be between a light switch and a dimmer switch.
A light switch and a dimmer switch, that spiritual experience versus spiritual awakening.
Correct.
Oh, okay. Where does consciousness come into that?
Well, the whole point of it is to improve consciousness. That's the nature of the human being. The dignity of the human being is that we have the ability to know that we know and to transcend ourselves. No other sentient being has that to the best of our knowledge. And the big deal about enlightenment or spiritual awakening or a spiritual experience or consciousness is that the more conscious we are, the clearer we can make decisions, the better we can take actions, and the better the consequences in our life is. So it's about quality.
It's about the quality of life. So by getting involved in a process such as the 12-step process, it allows you to come to terms with all kinds of wonderful things in your life so that your life can be better.
That's the whole point. Life can be better.
It doesn't have to be better because I say it should or I think it should or the way I say or the way you say it's the way that it's designed.
I get in touch with a force that's inside of me that was there all along but blocked because I didn't have the structure, I didn't have the methodology, and in fact, the methodology and the structure I had was the very thing that prevented me from getting in touch with it.
Exactly.
And I had to be able to penetrate that through a process. But I needed a guide, I needed a teacher, I needed a mentor to shine the light of his experience or her experience on the path that they themselves had walked so that I could walk that path in the light of their experience and have the dignity of my own experience.
Well put, well put. And we talked about powerlessness when we started, okay? Now, admitting I'm an alcoholic or admitting I'm an addict or an overeater or that I walk too fast on Sundays, whatever the case may be, there's a booby prize that goes along with that, isn't there?
Well, I don't know about booby prize. If you're talking about the negativity of it, it could be a self-fulfilling prophecy. But the whole point of it is to get a sense of perspective. And that is that we are finite, that we are not gods, all right, and invulnerable, and that we get a sense and a perspective of humility. And as such, then we begin to get in touch with our real humanity and start acting appropriately.
So by admitting that we are finite, that we are powerless over many things, right? Then we actually gain the power, don't we?
This is one of the paradoxes. And in the spiritual life, that's a term that says it doesn't make any sense, but the two sentences go together from my experience, not in my intellect, but from my experience. I need to experience powerlessness in order to find power.
Right. It's like I'm in control. I'm in control. I got it. I'm under. And if I release control, I get to embrace the world.
It's the delusion.
Right. Isn't that amazing? Well, so talk about a spiritual malady. What's a spiritual malady?
The spiritual malady, as I understand it, is this extreme self-will, that I am self-centered. Some more current technology in terms of vocabulary talks about narcissism.
Isn't that lack of trust, lack of faith?
In yourself or in the world?
Something else, the world and the process?
It certainly may be, but I think it's also part of the survival mechanism coming out of the wound that we've been separated from, certainly the mother, but maybe originally, and now I'm going to get into an area and tell you more that I even know, and that is we have been separated from whatever created us. And it's a delusion because we're not separated. But the delusion is that we are separated and that we try to reconstruct that union with whatever it is.
With our own mind and our own
Pascal said, the whole in us is in the shape of God. And addicts and alcoholics and food people and workaholics and pornographic and money, etc., are all of the efforts from the human being to find a satisfaction, a craving at the cosmic level.
Well, I know I've done a lot of things alcoholically in my life, and I've come to terms with that to understand that term to mean more. I just want more of everything.
Exactly.
I just want more of everything.
And some people are hardwired differently. I mean, there's a lot of brain chemistry work being done at the universities, especially at UCLA, Dan Siegel's work, and they're finding that there are differences in the way the brain chemistry for different people and our wiring is different. Now, chicken or egg. We have to take a look at what causes the wiring. Is it biological or is it sociological? And they're still working on some of that. But it's clear that the body of an alcoholic is different. The liver doesn't process alcohol in the same way 9 out of 10 people process alcohol.
And there's also a big response to sugar, yeah?
And absolutely, and alcohol converts to sugar.
Exactly. Now, this process, the 12-step process, allows us to deal with feelings, angers, fears, shame, guilt, all that stuff, right?
Well, in fact, it invites us deeply into looking at anger and fear and dishonesty and shame and guilt in order to identify what is the underlying cause of that. How does it manifest in our life? And once again, to bring us to a sense of powerlessness, to put us in touch with our humanity.
Again, to show us that we are vulnerable.
To show us that we are.
This is a human condition.
That's it.
Right? It's not just blessed on us. Everybody's got it, right?
Everybody's got it, but I'm still responsible for how it manifests.
But here's my theory. A big theory is that when the person who suffers from this compulsive obsessive disorder, this dis-ease of more of this, more of that, once we start compulsing on a regular basis, drinking, using, sexing, whatever that is, we stop. Our emotional maturity ceases to grow. We stop growing up emotionally because we cope with life.
That is no longer psychological theory. In fact, it's brain chemistry research.
Of course it is, but that's my whole point, is people don't really understand this, and then why what was fun at one point becomes dependence now. Not
only that, but it prevents the normal maturation of the brain in terms of its perception of reality. Ages 18 to 25 is a major development of the neocortex, which is interrupted with the premature use of drugs and alcohol.
Exactly. And so we stop growing up emotionally, so it's to give that up, to give our solution up is really tough. But we'll be right back, okay, with you? Some more? Promise?
Thank you.
But first, here's Delaware recording artist Juliet B. Rock with a health tip. Juliet, where art thou?
Hi, I'm Juliet B. Rock, and this is a health tip brought to you by Coldwell Banker. For a total workout, include body, mind, and spirit. The best workout, according to top trainers and fitness experts, is the one that includes the mind and the spirit, as well as the body. Consider some alternatives to your regular weight and cardio training. For a change of pace, try yoga, Pilates, or Tai Chi, all of which engage your mind, body, and spirit. Include these alternative mind-body disciplines on a regular basis. Add them to your workout regime and feel the difference. I'm Juliet B. Rock, and this health tip has been brought to you by Coldwell Banker. Back to you, Bradley.
All right, Juliet. Thank you all for being with us. It's only because of you and your support that we can do what we do. You can donate now at the Cool Change Foundation. That's thecoolchangefoundation.org. Check us out. No donations too large or too small. This is Cool Change Radio. My name is Bradley Quick. This is the place for self-improvement. We'll be right back, okay?
There are self-help seminars costing thousands of dollars guaranteeing miraculous transformations. There are compelling speakers and life-changing weekend experiences where you can walk on fire. They all deliver revelations that guarantee you'll come back for the more expensive revelations filled with even greater wonder next month on Fiji. We get addicted to positive, heartfelt, expensive theater. What we really need is a jumpstart, an awakening, someone who can give us a reminder that everything we need lies within. Through inspiration and practical knowledge, Dorothy Donahue helps people get grounded and motivated, inspired and energized. It's not just words and affirmations and the power of intention. It's a mindset brought about by a tangible, transcendental experience, an audio-visual, physical, spiritual experience that helps us realize we transform ourselves. We get tools to become the conscious co-creators of lives of unlimited potential. Find out more. Go to DorothyDonahue.com. You're listening to The Quick Fix with Bradley Quick. Purpose, power, motivation. We'll be right back.
I'm Melody Beattie, author of Codependent No More. 7 times more Americans have hepatitis C than AIDS. I'm one of them. If you're one of the millions of Americans with hepatitis C and your doctors are treating you with interferon, then you're clearly aware of how your life has been turned horribly upside down. Backed by huge pharmaceutical monies, the medical community swears there's only one dangerous, disabling way to battle this silent killer. It's not true. There are alternatives, and they work. Triumph Over Hepatitis C is a book written by best-selling author Lloyd Wright, who fully recovered from this frightening disease. Lloyd is helping others to take charge of their lives and fight for their body's freedom from this crippling illness. His program is working for me. Call the people at Hepatitis C Free now at 866-HEP-C-FREE. That's 866-HEP-C-FREE. Don't become another medical statistic. Find out the truth about hepatitis C and get your life back.
Get your copy of Triumph Over Hepatitis C at Barnes & Noble and at hepatitiscfree.com. Call 866-HEP-C-FREE.
All right, welcome back. You're listening to Cool Change Radio, your home for self-improvement and a place to find your passion and purpose. I'm Bradley Quick, and we're right here, right now to help you gain the upper hand to becoming all that you want to be. My new book titled The Quick Fix, A Simple Process for Positive Change, is now available on Amazon.com. It contains a proven method for achieving serenity, finding your purpose and passion. It's listed on Amazon.com under the full title, The Quick Fix, A Simple Process for Positive Change, and you can pick it up there for $24.95. Or for just $9.95, you can visit my website and order an e-copy and receive the original Positive Chat Power guided medical hypnosis meditation CD absolutely free. That's a $15 value free with your order today. And there's no easier way to attain positive change in your life than with Positive Chat Power and the Quick Fix. There just isn't. Simply go to bradleyquick.com and receive your ebook in minutes, if not seconds. That's bradleyquick.com, bradleyquick.com. All right. His book, his wonderful, wonderful book, 12 Steps to Spiritual Awakening, Enlightenment for Everyone, details the actual process and describes the author's personal experience. It incorporates his interpretation of each step and the influences on their development from 12-step history. Also, it embraces the information from non-12-step books he's read, the guidance he's received from various mentors, and his aggregate of experience in his spiritual journey. His name is Herb Kagen. He's my guest today. Hey, Herb, welcome back.
Thank you, Bradley. It's a pleasure to be here.
You were talking about the scientific evidence, neurological evidence of the cortex, and how this really, how the dependence on a substance or behavior allows our brain in whatever way to stop growing up emotionally.
It
right?
stunts the biological development of the brain so that it does not process the information and the emotions, and therefore there is the immaturity that you alluded to previously.
So that's why it's so tough for somebody to let go of their solution. When their solution is drugs, alcohol, behavior, whatever, to deal with life, right? Happy, sad, excited, depressed, or angry, they're going to reach for something on the outside to fix their
There's
inside.
Biological addiction, and then there's psychological habits, and there's a frame of reference and a cultural sort of a predisposition. So there's a lot of hurdles to overcome, absolutely.
And so it's so tough to let go of your dependence on something when it's been your solution for so long. But then you can give that up if you will embrace another solution just as powerfully, correct?
That's why we talk about the bottom, and everybody's bottom is different. We talk about coming down the 100-story elevator. You can get off at the 85th floor, but normally there isn't enough pain. But at some point, as the elevator descends, the pain increases, and people get off at various stages. Some people don't get off until they're in the basement, and some people don't get off until it crashes and they die.
Yeah, you'd say that pain is the touchstone to spiritual growth.
Unfortunately, it is true. We don't change until we are absolutely motivated to, and normally that's by pain, until you've had the experience of change and transformative change that's come from initially the pain, but then since you've experienced the benefit of the transformation and using the methodology and the structure, for instance, of the 12 steps, or good therapy, or good religion, or good relationship, then in fact you can seek it on a positive basis.
Now, people that want just self-enlightenment, that want to feel better about themselves, get in touch with their passion, their purpose, to get rid of habits or behaviors, they don't, like you said, they don't have to go all the way down to the first floor.
They don't have to. They can stop right now and embrace a different way of life. But I found I could not do that on my own. I had to have a mentor. I had to have a guide. I have to have a methodology that was very precise.
It's just like if somebody goes to church or goes to the gym or something. You have to do that on a daily basis. You got to really participate, and you have to get a trainer, right? You need to get a coach, a football, a sports coach
that has what you want and who's got experience. There's absolutely,
and that's so very important in today's world to just realize that by adopting another method of living, one other than your own, you can change your life for the better. But you can't do that alone.
I couldn't do it alone. I studied to be a Catholic priest in a monastery for 7 years. I studied psychology and did all the graduate work to get the information and the therapy, and I didn't change. All right, I did all the self-help stuff of the 60s and 70s and 80s, S training, life springs, transcendental meditation, yoga. I'm a mad dog, and I did it all, and a lot of it was really good and helpful, I'm sure, but it never created the transformation that I found precisely in the 12 steps when I was shown the way.
So you weren't somebody that just said, I think I'm going to go the 12-step direction without researching everything else.
Since I've been 17, I've been on this path, and I didn't really find the path until I was 48 years old.
Yeah, and that was 1984?
1988. I found a mentor that was able to show me what he had experienced